So, how do you really transform an entire city? Today, we're going to deconstruct a pretty fascinating and honestly super ambitious blueprint that tries to do just that. But here's the twist, it's not from the top down, it's from the classrooms up. We're going to dive into a program that's all about turning students into the actual architects of a carbon neutral future. All right, here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, we'll look at the grand vision for the city of Trichy in India. Then we'll get into what the EcoPoly program actually is. We'll walk through the journey a student takes, check out the tools and partnerships that make it all work, and then cover what's required to join. And finally, we'll look at the really big idea here, creating the Guardians of Tomorrow. So, at the very heart of this entire initiative is this incredibly ambitious goal for the city of Trichy. And we're talking about a vision that goes way, way beyond your typical campus recycling program. I mean, this quote right here, it really says it all. The goal isn't just to make the universities a little bit greener. No, it's to make them the engine, the driving force behind turning the entire city of Trichy into India's very first fully carbon neutral city. I mean, think about that. That is a massive undertaking. Okay, so a vision that big needs a real plan, right? You can't just wish it into existence. And that's exactly where the EcoPoly program comes into play. Now, this is the crucial part. This isn't just some after-school club or a one-off seminar. The EcoPoly Campus program is a formal, fully structured internship. It's designed with one specific purpose, to train and certify students as official carbon ambassadors, giving them real skills and a title that actually means something. The whole thing is built on these three distinct pillars. So you've got the sustainability learning, of course, but then you combine that with communication mastery and practical, hands-on carbon accounting. The thinking here seems to be that, it's not enough to just understand the science. You have to be able to convince people, to advocate for change, and, this is key, you have to be able to actually measure the impact you're making. So you might be wondering, how does a regular student actually become a certified carbon ambassador? Well, the program lays out a really clear three-phase journey for them. And this journey is all about progression. You start with the fundamentals, building awareness of the core issues. From there, you move into practical action, where students get their hands dirty and actually apply what they've learned. And finally, it all leads to innovation, where they're challenged to come up with new solutions. It's this perfect path from theory to practice to actual creation. And this is a huge deal for the students, too. It's not just about volunteering. They're building a real, concrete skill set. We're talking soft skills like public speaking and hard skills like carbon auditing. And at the end, they walk away with a recognized diploma in carbon controls. That's a tangible qualification they can put right on their resume. Now, an initiative this coordinated across multiple institutions, well, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It absolutely requires a robust support system. So let's take a look at the digital infrastructure and the key partnerships that actually make this whole thing work. So at the very core of the program is this dedicated digital platform. Think of it as the central nervous system. It's a learning management system, or LMS, where students get all their training modules and the tools they need for carbon auditing. And for the people running the show, it's the hub for tracking everything and issuing those digital certificates. It basically connects every single participating college into one unified network. Another really critical piece of the puzzle is the corporate partnership. EcoPoly.org teamed up with Xylem Corporation, which is a major global player in water technology. This isn't just about a logo on a website. It adds serious weight. Students get a joint certification from both their college and Xylem, which gives their diploma real industry recognition. All right, so for a program that's aiming for long-term, citywide change, commitment is everything. Let's look at what's actually being asked of the colleges and the students who decide to sign on for this ambitious project. First off, this isn't some short-term trial. The proposal asks institutions to sign a 10-year memorandum of understanding. And the idea here is all about continuity. You want to make sure that each new class of students can build on the work of the ones who came before them, creating this sustained compounding impact over an entire decade. And for the students themselves, there's a one-time commitment fee of 250 Indian rupees. That fee basically unlocks the entire system for them, the learning suite, the practical internship, all the auditing tools, and of course, that really valuable joint certification we just talked about. So when you put all these pieces together, the big vision, the detailed training, the long-term commitment, you start to realize that this program is aiming for something much, much bigger than just education. It's fundamentally trying to redefine the role of a university graduate in their community. And this comparison right here, it just nails it. The traditional model is all about creating skilled alumni who are ready for the job market. That's it. But the EcoPoly vision, it's about building what they call the guardians of tomorrow. Graduates who aren't just skilled workers, but are also deeply committed stewards of their city's environmental future. That's a powerful shift in thinking. And this all brings us to a really big, thought-provoking question. We usually think of climate action as these huge international agreements, right? But what if this model we've just looked at, something hyperlocal, totally student-powered, and deeply integrated into a community, is actually a more effective path forward? Could this be a blueprint for other cities around the world? Or is its success tied to the unique culture of a place like Trichy? It's a really powerful idea to chew on.